He is waking up. Well, this is neither of the two we saw a couple of days ago. Make an ID card for him. 28. Got a pretty decent scar on the left of his nose. Bald patch on the right of his nose. Just lost his light, the sunlight. Well, we almost made it. Very distinct dark center to the mane. Carl. Heaviest lion known was about 320 kilograms, I think. But I think that was a zoo. No, there was a lion in Angola, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I think up to 260 to 280 kilograms is a big male. What do you do? It's a little bit, change the angle a little bit so you can get to see him, and I'll continue answering Carl's question shortly. There's an incredible sunset going on behind us. Where's the rest of the carcass? We didn't see that. But just there, here, carcass of this cow, buffalo cow. Hey, lion. If you want to maybe do something about that, the sunsets, but we're just in this position where we've got a nice view of this lion and there's a lovely sunset happening behind us, but it's almost done already. There's no meat left on this carcass. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff on the bone, little strips, little stringy pieces, but this carcass is pretty much stripped bare. He's not very full, so there couldn't have been very much for him by the time the 7 lionesses left. Where they went to, I'm afraid I can't tell you. But it does seem that it was the 2 Kahuma lionesses that had joined the Tsalala 5. Shoulder height, Carl, for a male lion, big male lion, probably about 1.3 meters. I don't know what the heaviest lion is that I've seen. He wouldn't sit still long enough on the scale, and he was getting a bit too threatening. Let's see, what else did you ask me? Total length. Length of about, well, over 2 meters maybe, including the tail. I mean, just the head and body is about 2 meters for a big male, and there's at least another meter of the tail. Hello David in the UK. What are the rules about driving off-road? Well, as you can see, David, we are off-road. I would like to imagine that there are very strict rules. And the rules mostly are it's Big 5. If you have a confirmed sighting of a Big 5 individual, we have slightly a little more leeway, I think, on account of the camera. But we try to adhere to the rule of mostly only Big 5. We do sometimes go off onto the open area near camp, which is about to have it's about to be mowed in a way. It does act as a bit of a fire break. This lovely lion. Any suggestions from anybody who he is? I'm noticing quite a few scars on his face, below his left eye. And I want to just get that spot pattern on the left of his snout. Does your heart beat when he looks at you like that, Becky?
I'm looking through the camera, so it's a bit
Almost like a... is he jumping into the camera?
full security looking for a scene.
It's hard to tell his spot pattern on the left side of his face because he's got a scar there that runs down into his spot pattern, but he does have a very dark whisker mark. Whether he could be one of the Majingis, and the other two we saw the other day were also two of the Majingis, and they're sort of wandering around, going to be rejoining forces soon. I don't know. Hello, old boy. Another observation is that his nose is almost totally black, so he's only about 5 years old, I would say. Nose only goes black at about 6. So there's a scar like that. There's another scar. See, that patch almost looks like a trident on the right hand side of his nose. Should we call him Neptune just for the sake of it? can try and while we've got him on a close-up, I can try and okay. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Wild Earth Safari. A sleeping buffalo and a sleeping lion. Only I don't think this buffalo is going to be standing up anytime soon. It's missing a few vital organs and a few muscles. What is interesting about the carcass, in that it is still articulated the way it is we can see the point where the ribs end on the vertebra, and you can see the lumbar those vertebral spines above the shoulders. Now those spines carry the muscle that we call the nuchal muscle. So the animals that have very large heads, like rhino, an elephant, have got even longer vertebral spines. I forget what they're called. To carry even greater muscle, and that muscle is what carries and holds the weight of the head. Muscle and tendons. The nuchal hump, yeah. But the actual vertebra, those spines that are part of the vertebra, I don't know if vertebral spine is the right word for it. But yes, that is the nuchal hump, or that's where the nuchal muscles attach to the spine. Ophira, I have just asked Abel. No, the female cub is still not with Karula, and I know it's going to make a lot of people worried, and we're going to be asked every 5 minutes for the next however long it's going to take until we find Karula again and can confirm it. But folks, please just understand that nature has been doing this for millions of years. I know we get very attached to animals, especially since we name them, and especially since we see them on such a regular basis. And it's not that I can say don't get worried about it, but there's not much that can be done. It is the nature of things. It's quite capable of taking care of itself for a couple of days if it has to. There were times when Misha and Djuma went through the same thing. So Ophira, I understand your worry, and I do understand your concern, and I know that there's not much I can say that will stop you worrying. But it's just something we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Karula's a pretty good mom. She's been in a situation before where one of her children has gone a little bit wayward. Probably the piece of grass at his nose isn't tickling him. The way it's moving when he breathes would drive me crazy. I'm thinking maybe we should leave this boy to his own devices. Let's find out if anyone's coming this way. Any station coming to Ngala? Oops. Well, I think we'll find our way find our way out of here. Sorry, tickle in my throat. Find our way out of here before it gets too dark.